Good morning, students. Once again, we have our English language class today, and let us today take up the topic of essay writing or writing the composition, which is always the first question in your English paper 1 or English language paper. Now, on your screen, as you can see, I have provided you with what is prescribed in the council syllabus. So this is a portion of the syllabus for English language where it talks about essay writing or composition. Let's try to understand this syllabus first before we proceed to understand how to write a composition. So paper 1 English language, which is of 2 hours, carries 80 marks. Now there will be 5 questions in the question paper, and all the 5 questions are compulsory. Out of these 5 questions, the first question, that is question number 1 on your screen, as you can see, question number 1, in this you have composition or essay writing. Now here the council syllabus says candidates will be required. Candidates means those who will be writing the board exam, that is you. So candidates will be required to write a composition of about 300 to 350 words from a choice of subjects, which will test their ability to organize, describe, narrate, report, explain, persuade or argue, present ideas coherently with accuracy and precision, compare and contrast ideas and arrive at conclusions, present relevant arguments and the correct style and format. So you see, there will be a choice of topics. So you may get at least 5 topics. Out of these 5 topics, you will be given 4 direct topics, and the 5th question will always be a picture composition. So in your paper, there will be picture composition. I'll make a separate video on picture composition also, so that there is no confusion about picture composition. Now here, I will take up the direct topics today, and I'll talk about the different types of essays that you are likely to get, or the questions you are likely to get. Now you may get reflective topic, you may get descriptive topic, you may get narrative topic, you may get argumentative, you may get something which in which a line is provided and you have been asked to complete a story. So you could be given a line and you could be asked to continue and finish a story which has to be original, which has to be your self-made story, not read somewhere else. Something which you create by yourself. So there could be a variety of topics to choose from. Now, what is the right procedure of choosing? I am coming to that a little later, but just remember, there will be a total of 5 questions. In question number 1, there will be 5 parts: A, B, C, D and E. A, B, C and D will be direct topics, and E will be a picture composition. So total 5 topics to choose from. You can either choose the picture composition and write it, or else you can choose any of the direct topics which you feel is suitable for you. So anyway, I am coming to that. Now these are on your screen, as I read out just now. These are the abilities that you must develop so as to write effective compositions or essays. Now coming to the subjects, as I was talking about just now, the subjects of, or the topics, subjects in the sense the topics which will be given to you. The subjects will be varied and may be suggested by language or by other stimuli such as pictures. That's what I told you, that direct questions, or else a picture is given and you have to write about it. So it is the stimuli which is being appealed to. That means you see, you look at it, and then you decide what you want to write. The subjects will be so chosen so as to allow the candidates to draw on first-hand experience or to stimulate their imagination. So this is particularly applicable for the picture composition. Anyways, with one subject, a number of suggestions about the content of the composition will be given. That means when you are given the question, you will notice, see, for understanding what type of questions are generally given in the boards, you have to go through the previous year's board question papers. You have to go through those papers and see the first question and see the topics which are given, which have been given so far till 2020, 2019, 2020. Try to see the old question papers and try to form an idea about the kind of topics they generally ask or give. And when they give the topic will not just be a single word topic, but they will be giving some idea with the topic to guide you. That means the question will be set in such a way that you will form a rough idea about what they expect you to write. Now, the use of suggestions will be optional, and a candidate will be free to treat the subject in any way he or she chooses. Now, sometimes the suggestion which is provided is not compulsory for you to follow. You are given a free will to think up yourself as to what way you want to approach a particular topic and write about it. So this flexibility will also be there in the question. On the other hand, you may also get single word topics. For example, friendship, or reading, or sacrifice. They can give you a single word topic like that, and then whatever comes to your mind after looking at the topic, you have to write on the basis of that. So you are given a free rein to your imagination once again in that also, even if there are no suggestions provided. But the rest of the topics will have some one or two few sentences to guide you. Now, coming to the next instruction, the organization of subject matter, syntax, punctuation, correctness of grammatical constructions and spelling will be expected to be appropriate to the mode of treatment required by the subject. So you must remember this, that your sentence construction, your writing ability, correct grammatical sentences, proper tense, proper spellings, proper punctuation, everything matters. So, like they say, if you want to be perfect in writing, you have to practice. The more you write, the more perfect you become. So that is why even from now itself, when your board exams are quite far away, you can start practicing, particularly for class 9 and class 10. You don't have much time. You can start writing essays on different topics. Please don't read essays from the internet. Please write. Simply reading is not going to help you. You have to take up that pen, you have to open your copy, you have to choose a topic from some question paper that you have your hands on. At least you have your Total English textbook. Choose a topic, all those practice papers in your Total English textbook. I have told you all this in the previous few videos also, whenever I have done language with you, that those practice papers or sample papers are exactly according to the board pattern. Class 10 students already know it. Class 9, those who are now newly in class 9, please remember those sample or specimen papers or practice papers, whatever they are called, those are actually mock question papers exactly according to the model in which your board paper will come or your internal exams will be conducted. So you will get a same pattern in your internal exams as well as in your board exams. So choose a topic from question number 1 in any of those papers, and please open that pen, as I told you, open that exercise book, and please write. Unless you write, you cannot be good in essay writing. Now here are some of the important steps which I have from my point of view as a teacher sorted out and put together so as to help you write in a better way, and so that you can score good marks in your composition or essay writing. Now whatever is on your screen is something which I am also explaining, so please listen carefully and please also look at the screen. Attempting the composition question in ICC English Language or English Paper 1. The following are the steps one must follow to score good marks in composition writing. I have not taken these things from anywhere. I have given these points from my side. Please try to follow them. These are the simplest and the easiest ways in which you can remember the steps, and then you can score good marks. So first step, read the given topics very carefully and choose the one you feel is the easiest for you. So as soon as you get the question paper, you will see that on the question paper, in each subject, on the question paper, the very first thing written is, you will not be allowed to write during the first 15 minutes. This time is to be spent in reading the questions in the question paper. So the 15 minutes that you get is good enough for you to also go through the topics, the 5 topics that are given for composition writing. Choose the topic which you like the most, the one with which you are most comfortable. Choose that. Keep it in your mind that I am going to attempt this particular topic. Next, step 2. Once you decide upon the topic, think up at least 5 to 6 good points. You need not write 20 points, 15, 20 points. You need not write 10 points. You need not write even 8 points. 5 to 6 points is good enough. You don't need to write more than that. You don't have a scope to write because your word limit is 300 to 350, as I already mentioned, as you already saw in the council syllabus. So think up 5 to 6 points about which you are going to write in your essay. So as soon as you choose the topic, the next thing you must think of is to think about some points. You want to write about a particular topic, you should have some points mentally thought up which you will be expanding or elaborating. So you have to think that up. See, thinking should be taking up some time before you start writing. Go through, now step 3, go through the points mentally and arrange them in a proper sequence in which you want to discuss them in your composition. So first things first, then the next, then the next. So you just decide to yourself, I'll first write about this, then I'll go on to talk about this, then I'll go on to elaborate upon this, and then this, and then this. You may not sometimes get 5 to 6 points. Okay, fine. Make it 4 to 5 points. But it should not be less than 4 points. Then you may lose out on scoring good marks. So remember, your ideal number of points in your essay should be 5 to 6. I am not saying this alone. All experts will tell you the same thing. 300 to 350 words, you cannot write excessive number of points. You cannot again just talk about one single point or just 2 points and just waste your time. You have to have some good points, and those number of points should be 5 to 6. Now arrange them mentally in your mind in a proper sequence. First this, then I'll talk about this, then I'll talk about this, and finally I'll write about this, etc. Now step 4, remember that your composition carries 20 marks as prescribed by the council, and the word limit as mentioned in your question paper is 300 to 350. It is given on top of the question paper, meaning to say when question number 1 is mentioned, where so word limit is also mentioned with that along with the marks. So 300 to 350. Now step 5, you are advised not to spend more than 35 minutes on question 1. It will be written in your question paper also. Do not spend more than 35 minutes on this question. It will be printed and given in your question paper. So remember, the council is helping you by suggesting how much time you should spend for 300 to 350 words. So 35 minutes. So if you write 10 words a minute, 35 minutes, 350 words. Simple mathematics. Anyways, you cannot spend the entire 35 minutes only for writing, because as I told you, first you have to think, then you have to arrange the points. This will take up some time. So we are coming to that. So you are not supposed to spend more than 35 minutes altogether on the question, that is both thinking as well as writing. This means that choosing the topic, thinking up the points, arranging the points mentally, and getting ready to write the composition should not take up more than 5 to 7 minutes, maximum 5 minutes, 6 minutes, maximum 7 minutes. Within that time, you must finish all your mental preparation, and then the remaining 30 minutes or 28 minutes which you have in hand should be utilized for writing the essay. Now, how will you write? When you begin to write, your composition should have 3 distinct sections. Here is something which is very, very vital, very, very important. For students of class 9, I don't know how much you have been taught about essay writing till class 8, but when you have come to class 9, it's now time for you to do it in a proper format. Otherwise, you will lose at least 1/4 of your total marks if you are not following the format. Which means 20 marks question, and if you don't write it in a proper format, just as letter has a format, just as notice has a format, or just as email has a format, similarly essay also has a format, and that format has to be followed. Those who don't will straight away lose 5 marks straight away. The examiner will first and foremost see whether you've done it in format or not. Before reading the essay, even before he or she reads it, the examiner will be highly annoyed if he sees that it is not according to format. Now, what is the biggest mistake students make? Even class 10 students, I have seen class 11, class 12 also. Over the years, I have been telling students, but still I find every time there is an examination and I sit down to check the English language papers, I find the same mistake done by class 9, 10, 11 and 12. The problem is, students forget that there is a format and they keep on writing in one single continuous paragraph. That is absolutely wrong. If you do that, -5 straight away. So from 20, 5 marks gone straight away. After that, you have remaining 15 marks. Then the examiner, obviously, because if you don't give breaks, if you don't make paragraphs, it becomes boring, monotonous. Nobody will like to read your essay if it is one single continuous paragraph going on for a page and a half or 2 pages. Nobody will be having the interest to read. So please remember that what you are writing will be read by the examiner. And if you are irritating the examiner by writing in a single paragraph, the examiner's eyes don't get any rest. There is no break in the paragraph. In that case, you are going to lose 5 marks of the format straight away. So what is the format? 3 distinct parts should be clearly visible in your essay. Introduction, body, conclusion. I have mentioned here. Your introduction. Now what is there in the introduction? How many lines will you write? Your introduction should have a direct connection with the topic. That means in your introduction, give a short synopsis of the topic which you have chosen. Directly relate to the topic and begin. So that should be your introduction. You must come to the point without wasting time and not write anything which does not relate to the topic. Don't beat around the bush. Don't waste time in talking about unnecessary things which are not related to the topic. Come to the point, be brief and to the point, and begin with your essay. The introduction should be just one short paragraph of 6 to 8 lines. That is ideal. You can make it 10 lines if you want. But then it should be a comparatively shorter paragraph. Now, next is the body. Following the introduction, you must change the paragraph, as I told you already, and begin with the body of the essay. In this, use the points you have thought up earlier and go on elaborating them. Those points which you have thought up before you started writing. Now is the actual place. You have come to the actual area where you have to write about those points step by step, one by one, in proper sequence as you had decided mentally, and go on explaining, expanding, elaborating each point, and then move on to the next point and then the next point. In this way, go on. You may put 2 points in one paragraph, then change the paragraph again, write 2 more points in another paragraph, explain, discuss, elaborate, again change the paragraph, again the remaining 2 points. In this way, 5 to 6 points will be covered in at least 3 paragraphs, if not more. So the body can have 3 or 4 paragraphs of varying lengths. There is no hard and fast rule, but remember this, that your word limit is 350, so you cannot be writing very lengthy essays. Okay, and that is why I said you should practice writing. Otherwise, if you think essay, no problem, it's unseen, it will come, topic will come, and I will write it in the exam. I have written essays for all my school days, all these years, and I can easily manage. You won't be able to manage or finish in time if you don't practice, and if you don't have an idea about how many sides of paper will 300 to 350 words come to. It depends. Everyone's length will be different. Each student's length will be different. Why? Because we all have different type of handwriting. So it depends on your handwriting, whether you write in a very compressed manner or you leave a lot of gap between words, whether your letters are bigger or very thin, narrow, or smaller. So those who write small, obviously the total number of sides will be less, sides of paper will be less. Those who write bigger, they may write maybe 2 sides, 2.5 sides even, you never know. It depends on your handwriting. So nobody can tell you how big should the essay be. No teacher can tell you that okay, you have to write 2 sides of full-scape paper or 2.5 sides or 1.5 sides. It depends on your handwriting. So if you practice writing at home, you will know exactly how much 350 words comes to according to your handwriting. So make sure that you do that. Practice maketh a man perfect. There's an old saying in English, practice maketh a man perfect. Man here applies to man, woman, boy, girl, no problem. But you have to practice. So don't ask, this is a very common question asked by students. Sir, how many sides do I have to write? Sir, for 20 marks, how much do I have to write? You have to write 300 to 350 words. Teacher cannot tell you how many sides. The teacher can only tell you the word limit. So you have to write at home and see how many sides it comes to when you are writing 300 to 350 words. Practice that at home so that in your examination during the paper of 2 hours, you don't have time to sit and count the number of words. But once you have written approximately the length which you normally write for 300 to 350 words at home, you have practiced, you know more or less your essay has come to that length. Now here there is a question. Some students are confused sometimes and they ask, sir, 300 or 350? Now the thing is, 300 is your lower limit, 350 is the higher limit. But let me tell you this, you should not fall short of 300. It should be 300 and above. There will be deduction of marks if your essay falls short of 300 words. Now that doesn't mean if it is 299 words, the examiner will straight away deduct marks. No. But it should be around 300 at least. And 350 is the maximum permissible limit. If you exceed that limit also, you will not be given extra marks for writing more. All you will do is you will waste your valuable time. Because you have only 2 hours and you cannot afford to spend so much of time in writing your essay, because you have to attempt so many other questions. There are 4 more big questions waiting for you. There's comprehension, summary writing, you have notice writing, email writing, you have grammar portion to attempt. So don't waste your time. 350 is the upper limit, 300 is the lower limit. You can write more than 350, there will be no deduction of marks, but you should not write less than 300, then there can be a deduction of marks. Now, finally, when you are done with discussing all your points, now I have finished with the 3-4 paragraphs or 2-3 paragraphs. You can even do 2-3 paragraphs in the body, no problem. Introduction is a separate paragraph. Body should have 2-3 paragraphs or 3-4 paragraphs. If you are writing shorter paragraphs, no problem. Or you can write a little bigger, longer paragraphs, no problem. But there should be at least 2-3 paragraphs or 3-4 paragraphs. Now come to the conclusion. Once you have finished all your discussions, time to conclude your essay. So you have to change the paragraph again. So again, this conclusion should be something like the introduction, only in length, that is 6 to 8 lines, maximum 10 lines. But I think 10 lines will be too much for a conclusion. Stick to 6 lines, that would be the ideal. Make it 7 if you really cannot manage, or go up maximum up to 8. Conclusion. And in the conclusion, what will you write? That is another big question mark. Sir, I know there is supposed to be a conclusion, but what do we write in the conclusion? So, in the conclusion, you may discuss the pros and cons of the topic which you have discussed in the essay. you can give both the brighter side and the darker side of that topic, or advantages, disadvantages, both. It should be both. Or your critical opinion of what you feel. What is your opinion, your point of view with regard to that topic can also be mentioned in the conclusion. So in this way, you have to complete your essay. So what are the three distinct sections? Introduction, body, conclusion. Remember, in any good essay, introduction, body and conclusion can also be highlighted by mentioning the word introduction in the beginning with black ink. Since you are writing maybe with the blue ink, so you can write introduction, put a colon with black, underline it with scale and pencil, and then give the introduction. Then body, begin with the body, and then the three paragraphs come one after another. And then conclusion can also be mentioned. It is up to you. There is no hard and fast rule. You may or may not mention it. That is up to you. And quotations, proverbs, some famous words said by somebody famous, all these can be used in your writing. So you can keep a stock of such proverbs and quotations ready. Keep a few good proverbs, keep a few good quotations, memorize them and keep them ready before your exam, so that you can apply them if you get a suitable topic to apply them. So if you choose that topic, you can also use that quotation or that famous proverb. So just like I told you just now, whatever I am telling you is about essay writing, and it is in itself a verbal essay. I have also given you a famous saying, practice maketh a man perfect. So in this way, you can also use in your writing. But whenever you are using quotations or proverbs, use inverted commas. If it is the quote of a famous personality, then make sure that it is absolutely correct. There are no mistakes. Don't improvise. If you don't remember the exact words in the line or the quotation, you can always refer to it in indirect speech. That so and so famous personality had once said that so and so, so and so, so and so. So you can do it in indirect speech if you don't remember the exact words. In that case, you don't have to use inverted commas. Otherwise, use inverted commas if you remember the exact wordings. So that is about essay format. Now let's see the types of composition that we normally find or get in our questions. This is based on the ISC syllabus, but somewhat similar is also the ICSE syllabus. So you can just see descriptive, narrative, expository or one-word topic, which I told you just now, like sacrifice or friendship or reading. They can give you one-word topic also. Then argumentative. You could be asked to write for or against a particular idea. Do you think that children should be allowed to use mobile phones more and more, or should they be restricted? So now it is an argumentative topic. You can talk about it. You can discuss about it. So next is discursive or discussion. Okay. Any general topic on which you have to discuss. Say for example, the present state of you can say COVID-19 affecting the whole world. So suppose they give you a topic. So you have to write about it. Whatever you know about it, just general discussion. Reflective, then writing short stories. Reflective is one about which you can think and write. You see, a topic given to you on which you think, and what your feelings are, you can generate that. So that is reflective. I'll give you some samples after this. And short stories, I told you, begin a story or end a story with a given line. They will provide you with a line and you have to either begin with that line or end with that line. If it is begin or end with a line, strictly follow the instruction. If they asked you to begin, then that should be the first line of your writing. And if you have chosen to attempt it. If they have asked you to end with a particular line, then make sure you end with that particular line. So this must be kept in mind. And then, as I told you, picture composition also, about which I'll make a separate video because it will take some time for me to explain that. So I'll give you some samples also. Now here you have some critical essay samples or examples. Critical essay examples. This is a critical essay. Critical essay means where you make a criticism discussing the plus points and minus points. So a topic is given on which you have to write. So this is a I have given this as a example of a format. See, the first paragraph is shorter and it is the introduction. Then there are 1, 2, 3, 4 body paragraphs, and then finally comes to the conclusion. So these I have taken from the net. You can see another sample descriptive essay. See, this is the first paragraph, which is the introduction. Then you have the body paragraph. See, 3 paragraphs altogether. This is just a short essay. So introduction, then 1 body paragraph and 1 conclusion. But here the conclusion is quite big. So please try to follow the norms which I have explained to you in my details. And the PDF of this particular video I will be uploading after you have gone through this video. You will get it in the group, so you can preserve it, save it, keep it, and refer to it as and when you feel like. So make sure that you keep it with you in your mobile phones. Now this is another sample of reflective essay. So this is a reflective essay, you can see here. Then this is expository essay sample, you can see here. So these are here you can notice that there is an introduction, then there are 2 body paragraphs, and then there is a conclusion paragraph. So these are some of the sample essays which I have collected from the net to make you understand, and the rest is what I have just now explained. I hope I have been able to make you understand the different steps that need to be taken for ICSE essay writing. So if you have understood, I would urge each one of you to choose at least 1 essay topic from your total English textbook, any of the practice papers. Choose a topic, a direct topic, not the picture composition, because that will be done separately afterwards. Please choose a topic and please write an essay of 300 to 350 words. Please remember that this question in particular will carry only 20 marks. So you should be able to complete everything within 35 minutes. So give yourself that practice. Keep a clock in front of you, or keep your watch on the table, or put the timer in your mobile, and then start writing. Right from choosing the topic to finishing the essay, reaching the last word of the conclusion should not take more than 35 minutes. Please do it in your English language copy, and this is your homework. Thank you very much.